like we were saying, if there's no picture, you should draw the picture like we did, label the picture like we did, and then we know, since it's a midpoint, we're going to set these values equal to each other. So let's write that out. 8x minus 2 equals 12x minus 30. Only when you see midpoint, right? Now, found it. All right, so now x is on both sides. Do I add them together or do I get rid of one? What do you think? Get rid of one is correct, okay? X cannot be on both sides, so which x is smaller? 8x. How do I get rid of a positive 8x? Minus 8x minus 8x, okay? On the left, it cancels out, and I'm going to bring down what? Now, real quick, look. This is not just 2. That sign goes with it. So when you bring it down, it's negative 2 equals 12 minus 8 is 4x minus 30. Now I need to solve for x, so what do I get rid of first on the right side? The loner is minus 30, so I'm going to add 30, negative 2 plus 30 is 28. Bring down equals 4x. And then to get rid of the 4 in front of x, what do we do? Divide. Divided by 4. What is 28 divided by 4? 28 divided by 4 is 7. Okay? Now, all we are asked to find is x, so we're good. But could you use that to find xp, py, or xy? Feasibly so, right? Now, not a lot of people turn in the assignment on Friday, which is okay. But I want to try to make sure I give you time in class, so I'm going to give you like 15 minutes to finish assignment 2 and turn it in, because we got to move on to some notes today. So we are not just slacking, doing nothing, so make sure you're working on that. If you have finished that, then, okay, find something else to do. But we're going to pause this and come back to our notes in 15 minutes. Okay, so everyone has a yellow calculator. Make sure you always grab that on the way in, right? And we're doing notes, so I shouldn't see headphones in. Please, please, please. Okay. Now, let me unfreeze this for y'all. Let's talk about distance formula, okay? You got to be able to find the distance between 2 points using a formula, and here it is. Go ahead and write the letter D for distance equals, and then put a very big square root sign, radical, okay? So, to find the, please, distance, you're going to do what's called x2 minus x1 in parentheses squared plus, and then parentheses y2 minus y1 squared. Distance is square root x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. You just got to know where those x1s and y1s and stuff, where they're at, okay? Now, on number 1, I don't have any coordinate number points, but I do have a graph with endpoints. So if I want to find this distance, I need to write down the coordinates of this point and this point, okay? So let's start with that point right here. What are the coordinates of that point? So what is the x value and the y value of this point off to the left? Okay, I heard negative 5, 3. So if you start at 0 in the middle here, okay, and you count horizontally, left and right, it goes left 5. Does everyone know left is negative? So negative 5, and then it goes up 3. That's positive 3. So it's always horizontal x before vertical y. So let's write this down up here. Negative 5, 3. That's one of my points. The other endpoint down here Once again, if you start at 0, 0, it goes left 2, then it goes down 3. Left 2 means negative 2, and then down 3 means negative 3, okay? So that's part of it. You got to know how to take points and turn them into coordinates. Are y'all able to do that? Oh, no, never mind. Okay, I'm seeing things now. All right, so can we plug it in? Let's go ahead and write this down. Letter D equals, and go ahead and, again, put the big old square root. Now, what is x1, x2, y1, y2? Well, your first point is going to be x1 and y1. Your second point is going to be x2 and y2. So what we're going to do is under that square root sign, we're going to type it in or write it in. So go ahead and put parentheses. Okay, we're starting with x2. x2 is what? Right here, x2 is negative 2. This is very important. What comes next after x2? What is that symbol? Before x1, there's a minus sign, okay? Now, I know it seems like not a big deal, but you have to write the minus sign, okay? So everyone write that minus sign. And then we have x1. What is x1? Negative 5. Now, I know there's already a minus sign here, but you still need to write negative 5. Okay? So you always put the minus, and if the next number is negative, make sure you put that negative. This is negative 5. Parentheses squared. So again, I know this looks weird. You have a minus and then a negative, but that's okay. Then we're going to put plus sign, parentheses, and now we're going to do y2 minus y1. y2 is negative 3. y1 is positive 3. Please don't forget the minus in between it. So y2 negative 3, minus sign, y1 is 3, parentheses squared. As long as you have that written down, okay, you're on your way to the answer. Now again, everyone has a yellow calculator or TI Inspire calculator of some sort, okay? So I want you to make sure you have that calculator and you turn it on, okay? Now I'm going to tell you the way I prefer things because that's the way I prefer things. Press on. Okay, I know there's probably junk on there already. Press the on button. I want everyone to do this because you're going to have to do this on your own eventually. Okay, so make sure you press the on button. And then there's a couple ways to get to the calculator. You can press calculate. You can press this little icon right here, but we are going to press new. I like to get brand new, clean slates. Okay, we don't need the old stuff. So press number 1 or click on new. It's going to ask you, do you want to save the old junk? You can say no. And then number 1 is how you add a calculator. Okay. Now you could just clear out what was there before. There's other ways to do it. Whatever works for you. This is my way. New calculator. New document, don't save, new calculator. Okay, nothing's here. I need to type this in. So I need to find the square root, the radical sign. Where's the square root sign on my calculator? Okay, next to what? Okay, cool. Between caret and 4, this is x squared. And right above it, do you see a little yellow square root sign? For me, it's blue. For you, it's yellow. So what you're going to press is your yellow button, the control button, and then x squared next to the number 4. You should get a square root sign with a box. Okay? Oh, you're hiding it. Now, type it in the way we wrote it. Okay? Just be careful. There's a difference between minus and negative. Okay, so check it out. Parentheses is next to 0. Right here. And then we're going to hit negative sign 2. Whoops. And then we have to put minus. So again, minus is right here. And then we're doing negative 5. End the parentheses. And then squared is x squared without the control. Okay. Now right here, do not go to the right. Don't do anything weird. Just keep typing the plus sign because that square root needs to keep going. Okay, plus sign, parentheses, negative sign 3, minus sign 3, parentheses, square. It should look just like this. The square root sign should be going all the way across. Okay? If you can type it correctly, hit enter, and you'll get your answer. Gosh. I get 6.7082. We're going to round to the nearest tenth. So 6.7. The next number is a 0, which means it does not round up. It stays 7. Okay? Let's go. Let's write this down. Go ahead and put equal sign with the squiggles. Squiggle equals means about 6.7. That was a little bit huge, sorry. About 6.7. Now, can we do the same thing on number 2? Now, this time there's no graph, but they give us the points. So that's a little easier. We don't have to write down the points. So again, make sure you know which one's x1, which one's y1, all that good stuff. So let's write it down. Letter D for distance equals square root. And we're doing x2 minus x1. x2 is this x value 3 minus this x value negative 4. So 3 in parentheses, 3 minus negative 4. 3 minus sign, negative sign, 4, parentheses squared, plus, and then y2 minus y1, going to be that negative 1 minus that positive 1. Negative 1, minus sign, positive 1, parentheses squared. Could you plug that into the calculator and get your answer? Let's do it. Square root, parentheses 3 minus negative 4, parentheses squared, plus negative sign 1, minus sign 1, parentheses squared. $7.28, the 8 makes the 2 round up, right? 7.2, the 8 is 5 or greater, so it's going to make it round up. So I'm going to put it's about 7.3 because it rounds. You try number 3 real quick. Write it out, plug it in. You do 3, I'll give you 1 minute. Write it out, type it out. All right, you should have done it, hopefully, already. So distance, again, x2 is this one, minus x1 is this one. So can't forget the big old square root. 11 minus negative 7 squared plus y2 minus y1 is 3 minus negative 2. Both of these have minus negatives. That's crazy. But could you type it in and get your answer? All right, so control x squared, parentheses, 11 minus negative sign 7, parentheses squared, plus 3 minus sign, negative sign 2, parentheses squared, Are y'all able to type these in? Like, that's the big deal. Okay, and I get 18.68. That 8 makes the 6 round up, because 8 is 5 or greater, right? So it's really 18.7 units. Okay. All right, we good on that? I want to do midpoint real quick. Okay, we got a little bit of time. So our formula, let's go ahead and write this down. For midpoint, it is going to be parentheses x1 plus x2 squared, comma, y1 plus y2 squared. Write that down real quick. I know our time's really short. All you're doing is adding up your x's and dividing by 2, adding up your y's and dividing by 2, okay? So let's do that. My x1 and my x2 are these two numbers. So off to the left here, I'm going to do 7 plus 9 divided by 2. Okay, comma. My y values, my y1 and my y2 is negative 5 plus negative 1 divided by 2. When you do this one, do them separate. Okay, don't type a comma. Okay, just do the left fraction and then do the right fraction. Does everyone know how to make a fraction? Here's the button you press. You press Control and then you press divide. Okay, you should probably try typing this in with me, right? Control, divide. Gives you a fraction bar. We're going to do the first one, 7 plus 9. Go down 2. Hit enter. I got 8, comma. And then now I'm going to do Control, divide again. Negative 5 plus negative 1. Down. Press 2. That gives me negative 3. That is my midpoint, okay? All right. Let's do the last one together real quick. Again, running out of time, but we're going to add up our x's, negative 7 plus 3, and then divide that by 2. Then we're going to add up our y's, 4 plus negative 4, and divide that by 2. So once again, you hit Control, divide, negative 7 plus 3, go down and press 2. Control, divide, 4 plus negative 4, go down and press 2. I got negative 2, comma 0. Okay. Tomorrow we'll finish the notes and then we'll start practice, and then we'll have Wednesday to finish that practice and finish assignment 2, okay? Hold on to this and we will continue this tomorrow.